So we all know there's going to be a brand new DC cinematic universe starting out next year with the brand new Superman movie coming out in July of 2025. Now, we also know there's going to be a Supergirl movie. That's the next one up. We know that there's going to be a Brave and Bold film, which is the Batman movie. We know that there's going to be a Swamp Thing film. We know there's a Authority movie coming out. We know for the TV side of things that there's going to be Peacemaker. There's going to be Lanterns. There's going to be to do the Boosted Gold. There's going to be a Amanda Waller show. We all know that. But what's been slowly coming out, very, very slowly, like 6 months at a time, is announcements of stuff that they haven't announced. That major trades are basically trying to break down of what else they're working on. What's the stuff? What is also in Chapter 1? What is in the second half of Chapter 1 of Gods and Monsters? What is that? And we know there's going to be a Teen Titans movie, because they got the rights of Supergirl to write a Teen Titans movie. So we know about that, but they just haven't officially announced it. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's still rumors, It's a Hollywood Reporter. It's happening. They're working on it. I love how people are using Hollywood Reporter as rumor these days. It's weird. Anyway. And now we know what they're also working on, and that is a Bane Deathstroke team-up film. Now this is quite interesting because it's an odd pairing. If you're a comic fan, you're like, wow, this is a team-up that isn't normally isn't that linked. Maybe they have made the odd issue here and there, but they're not really that linked together. So that's a bit weird. How's this going to work? Which is probably the concept, right? For the average Joe, it's, how can Batman fight Superman? Superman just needs to go boom and boom. Superman wins. Well, that's the movie, right? How can the Avengers work? Well, how can Iron Man be next to Thor, next to Captain America, next to Hulk? Well, that's the movie. How can this happen? Well, that's the film. And my guess that's the idea of wait, Bane and Deathstroke, how's that gonna work? Well, that's the movie, isn't it not? How is this gonna work? But the thing is here, with the Bane side of things, it can be kind of nice if this is not Elseworlds and it is set in the DCU. I doubt with Deathstroke and them working on a Teen Titans film, this is going to be set in the DCU. This is not an Elseworlds film, not the least. But with Bane, even though the Dark Knight Rises took him seriously, he still comes across as a bit of a joke. Because sure, Batman and Robin had the aesthetic; he looked like straight off the page, but he was a brute. He was a dummy. He was a Dumbo. He didn't have the intelligence that Bane has. You wouldn't believe that this version of the character would break everyone out of Arkham just so Batman can find them all, and so Batman can be super exhausted, and so he can break his back. You wouldn't believe that. You could kind of, well, actually, in a way, you may say, well, we kind of did in Dark Knight Rises. But when it came to Dark Knight Rises, as much as they took a serious approach, make him intelligent and smart and calculated, you have to do it with this. We all make fun of the Bane voice. Your punishment must be most severe. Harley Quinn. Bane's in Harley Quinn, a big major character in the Harley Quinn and Kite Man show. And he does, it's the Tom Hardy voice. Any comedic version of Bane, it's not a serious take. It's always it's all, let's take a piss out of that Tom Hardy voice. And we haven't had the mix of the intelligence and the brute and the calculated with him being basically a drug addict. We didn't have a Bane who's basically a very calculated drug addict with the Bane with the Venom stuff, which is a super. And when I mean Venom, I don't talk about the Spider-Man villain. I talk because that's Marvel. But there's a drug called Venom, which is basically steroids. It is not good steroids. It's a super soul serum in liquid form. That Bane takes over again, that makes him more stupidly strong than he actually is. Anyway, so that's the intriguing side of it. That we could get a more, I would say, comic accurate Bane, but more comic accurate Bane, because anytime I hear, it is kind of true. Anytime you hear comic accurate, you're kind of thinking which version, because like everybody loves the Batman doesn't kill, but Batman killed in the original comic back in 1939. So technically, the comic accurate version is him killing. So what is that? You know what I mean? So the other half is Deathstroke, and Deathstroke is a character who is, I always call him like a DC villain versus like, because he's being linked to Batman a lot. And of course, everybody's crying like, "Oh, why everything has to be Batman?" Like, simple. He's the one character that the average Joe gives a shit about. He's the mascot. I realize because you got you got the Nolan films and the Matt Reeves stuff and all that. It's simple. I'm wondering. It's simple. Batman equals quality for the audience. The brand is that linked to quality that there's a level of trust to the audience that anything Batman related is gonna be at worst good. It's simple. That's why, anytime there's a new DC, even the comics, who is the no one selling character? Batman. Batman this, Batman that, but that's why everything is Batman related, just because the damn dude just had a Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's true. Like, if you go on Hollywood Walk of Fame, there's a Batman. Well, one of the famous Batman. Bruce Wayne has his own Hollywood Walk of Fame, pretty much. Because he's the one character. Yes, there's Superman, but not at the same level as Batman. Batman's like a whole other echelon. He's the mascot, and for a business sense of it, you milk the fuck out of it, and it shows. Because Penguin is is one of HBO's highest grossing shows right now, even though it's one episode's in. But take that as a will. And we get a Joker, and next week, Joker movie. We're getting Full of Ado, and that movie is gonna make some dough. That movie's gonna make some money because the last film did. It's tracking to make $70 million. It's probably gonna make like, I don't know, at worst 600 mil. It's not gonna make as much as the first film, but it's going to make money. So it shows that the Batman brand is a very popular brand. It's a very popular identity. It's a very popular thing, and it kind of shows that Batman's where you get the prestige and also the fantastical. It's kind of true. It's the one character that the average Joe gives a shit about. Now with Deathstroke, he's kind of, I would call him like a DC villain. Like, he's kind of like Brainiac. Sure, he's linked to Superman, but Brainiac, let's be honest, when Brainiac evades Earth, it's not just a job for Superman. It's a job for Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, the whole lot. So, I always call Brainiac a DC villain, and in Deathstroke, it's kind of like that. Deathstroke is a very, he's sometimes the villain of the Teen Titans, sometimes he's the villain for Batman, sometimes he's the villain of Green Arrow, so on and so forth. But he is a DC villain. So it's kind of interesting to see this team up, to see that whole, how is this going to work. of Bane and Deathstroke teaming up. And I think that is the point. How does this work? We'll go see the movie to find out. And also, I'm wondering if, because everybody's saying, why just make a Deathstroke film? Here's the thing. His name is Slade Wilson. Now, I get it. If you know the comic history of who came first, but ask me, who is the Marvel counterpart to Deathstroke? If you don't know, it's Deadpool. Now, in the comics, Deathstroke the Terminator, that's what it's called, Deathstroke the Terminator came out before Deadpool. And Deadpool was literally a love letter to Deathstroke as a more comedic version of Deathstroke. So Slade Wilson is Wade Wilson. I'm wondering, maybe there's a bit of worry that, like, for the average Joe, when they see the costume, they just say, oh, Deadpool knockoff. So they're having Bane to help elevate it more and basically tell people, no, yes, their name both have Wilson in it, and one's named Slade, one calls Wade, and they have kind of a similar get up type outfit, but these two, but he's an awesome character, and we're gonna have Bane helping and elevated it. So I'm wondering that's also going to be the case as well. But anyway, comment below, let me know your thoughts, because at the end of the day, for me, I don't care if it's the Detective Chimp related, I don't care if it's Batman related, I don't care if it's Wonder Woman related, I don't care if it's a Metal Man related. All I want is good stories, good quality stories, and that's what we should care about as fans. Who cares if it's linked to their most popular character? Who cares? All we should care about is good quality stories. Comment below, let me know your thoughts.